Well, hello everyone. This is Robert. Thought I would take a break from my current series and share with you a game I brought over from the United States to Japan with me. It's called Dungeoneer, Tomb of the Lich Lord, and it's from Atlas Games, and it's a card game. But as many of you are fans, like myself, of the Dungeons and Dragons board games, this is also a dungeon crawl, and there are many similarities that I can see between the play styles. Not exactly, but many interesting similarities. So let me open the box and we'll take a look at what's inside. This is not exactly a new unboxing by any means, as you can see some wear and tear on the box, but what I need to do is sort of re-familiarize myself with some of these pieces and cards and components. Only cards came in the box, and it was interesting that you actually have to cut some of the cards to make your pieces. And I actually have two sets for this game. I think I'll open this one a little later. This is called Vault of Fiends. But I, a while ago, had cut the cards in order to get the play pieces out. And let me see if I can grab one of these. As you can see, this is the back of one of the cards. It looks a lot like that one. And I had to cut it along the lines, and you sort of have your character piece and you fold it in half to get a piece that will stand. So if I take a look at some of these little guys, I sort of have them mixed from the two sets, but this is a nice example of one that's going to fight the undead. Here, I think this is a paladin of some kind, a holy warrior. Like I said, it's been a while since I played, but he's going to basically go on the board like that and move around. So you have to do a little bit of making yourself to get the piece together. Here are the instructions, and the instructions not only explain how to play the game, but they also give you some interesting optional advanced rules and variants in here. Well, let's see. Let's take a look at a character card first. This character card shows you some of the different abilities up here. You got your melee attack and your magic attack, and I think this is your movement. This is your basically your hit points, how many treasure cards you can hold. That may be boons, like cards that give you an advantage. And your character has a special ability. Sort of reminds me of the other games we've been playing. And then up here you see this track. What do you think that is? Well, as you see the numbers going up, your assumption was probably right. This is leveling up. You can level up your character as you go along through the game, and you get better statistics as you level up. So you've got different characters you can choose from. Yes, this is the card that goes with this figure. And what is he? Roderick, human paladin, and he's got healing hands. So you can see some of the similarities with the Castle Ravenloft game, for example. And you've got different characters. They each have their own strength. But the theme for this particular deck is battling the undead. So you have a necromancer here, you have a paladin, a darkling rogue, a necro warrior, a dwarf avenger, and an elf sorceress. So those are your characters. to track your hit points, the game doesn't really come with anything to use, so it's recommended that you just take a 6-sided dice like this. And I believe all characters start with 6 hit points, and you just simply put that dice on your card and you know, count down as you take damage. What is this one? Well, this one is tracking 2 different things. This is tracking your glory, which you use to bring into the game good cards, and then this is tracking peril, which is spent to play bad cards against you. And I picked up at the game store when I was in the United States before I moved here some of these colored beads, and I put them on there like this, and I move them along as those numbers change. I'll just leave that there for now. Let's see. These cards. These are quest cards. So you don't necessarily have the same adventure or mission. It's sort of randomized. What quest will you need to complete? So if you're running along and you're going around the map, which I'll show you, and you want to complete this quest, you have to pay some glory while you're in this specific chamber. Sometimes you may have to fight a monster, but if you complete the quest, you get a level, you gain 5 peril, and you can heal yourself 1 hit point of damage. To win the game, usually it's a matter of completing 3 quests. There is a global quest that's on the board. That one can be completed by any player. And then I think you can have a couple of quests randomly drawn for yourself in front of your character that are personal quests. And when you complete one, I think you draw another. So there are plenty of options there, plenty of different goals that you can pursue. These, and this is where it's another point where I think it might remind you of the games I've been playing, the Dungeons and Dragons game. Let me see if I can find the entrance. You know how things go when you're taping, it's probably all the way at the end. Can't quite remember what the name of the entrance card is. Oh, start here. Tomb Threshold. This card is your beginning tile. You know how in the other games you have that start tile? This is basically your start card. And it goes down on the table first, like that. And as you play and you draw these map cards, these are doors, and sometimes a door is trapped, and you have to make a die roll using your basically your agility, your movement, to overcome that trap. And if you fail, you take damage. But you have to match these doors up like that so that it lines up. So you can't, you know, this would be, I believe this would be an illegal move. It's not lining up properly. You have to keep a clear passage back to the entrance. So you can place these cards anywhere that's a legal move, and therefore you have a somewhat randomized dungeon each time. A lot like Wrath of Ashardalon and Castle Ravenloft. And your character is on that tile, and as you move around, you're going to go through the doors and head into this room, and then, you know, different things can happen. It tells you what happens and how much peril you gain. So if I moved into there, I would gain 3 more points, and I would get 2 points of glory for being there, and it stacks up that way. So these are your map cards. And some of the quests relate to those specific locations. And here's your deck that combines these. This one costs 3 peril to spend and play on another player, so since I have 4, that would cost 3 points, taking me down to 1 to play this card against me. So when your turn is you're in your Dungeon Lord phase, you're going to be playing bad cards against the other players. So its initial concept is that it's not cooperative like the other games I was showing you. This game sort of has your player and he's on a quest to get his 3 quests done before anybody else does. And this shows you sort of the statistics of the challenge that you have to overcome to defeat the monster. It's an encounter. You can play this anytime, and there are different monsters. Here's a monster. Says their health and what their statistics are and how you have to fight them. And then moving along, you have treasure cards. For example, a wooden shield. This goes on your character. It's a treasure. It takes one of your treasure slots and it gives you damage resistance. And you can discard this at any time to prevent a wound from a melee attack. That's pretty cool. So you can imagine your shield being struck really hard and splintered, and therefore it served its purpose. So there's all kinds of neat things. Acid bath, like traps, and dimensional shifts. That makes me think of Wrath of a Shardalon there. Dark Kitty. It's a familiar. So all kinds of interesting things you can run into. Anyway, I thought I would familiarize myself with the rules and the cards again. And I thought I would maybe play a game for you and let you see how this one works. This is not a particularly expensive game, and I went online, because I bought this a while ago. I went online to see if it's still available, and it seems to be. So maybe this might be another game that can satisfy your desire to go on a dungeon crawl, battling your way through dungeons against monsters. So I'm not going to I have no plans currently to stop my current series of videos. I still think there are more questions and more situations to be covered, but I wanted to share this with you as a little something to go over in the near future. So hopefully we'll have some fun going through this one, and I can show you how to play this one, and you can see if that's another one you might be interested in. Alright, thanks so much. I will catch you again soon for another video.